Good day, my friends. Let's learn something new today. Great. We are going to be talking about something that I think it actually affects everybody, wherever you're living. You will also be getting something like this. I think you're quite sure you've seen something like this before in your life. It's a water meter. Righto. And what you're going to be looking at, of course, is a utility bill. I'm quite sure that everybody is getting something like this every month from your local town council or municipality or the local authority in your area. Righto. Let's have a look at it. The objectives of the lesson, as always, you will be able to define utility bills and identify common types, e.g. water, electricity, gas. Gas is not really over here, but I know in places like the UK you get gas to your house and it's also measured the same way as your water and your electricity. Righto. And of course you'll be able to identify and explain the key components of a utility bill, the usage, rates, total amount due, etc. And of course unpaid. And of course you'll understand how utility rates are determined and can vary from city council to city council, from area to area. Guys, these rates differ so much from place to place. Some rates include the GST or the VAT, some rates don't include it. So those are all things that we'll be looking at in this lesson. Also, the skills that you will gain, let's have a look at that quickly. You'll be able to calculate utility bills using given usage amounts and rates. The next point is you'll be able to identify the strategies for saving money on utility bills. Wow, who knew you could save money on a utility bill? But yes, you can. Also, you'll develop an understanding of the importance of responsible energy consumption, and that is to save energy as much as you possibly can. Same as to save water, right? Things like that are all small things, but we'll look into it during the lesson. Good, okie dokie, man. We are making some progress over here. Let's have a look. Firstly, what are utility bills? Why? Why must we get utility bills? Guys, there are many different types of utility bills. Water, electricity, internet. It can go on endlessly, really. But the most common one, of course, is the one that you'll be getting from your local authority, your municipality, your town council, whatever, and that is for water, electricity, garbage removal, things like that. Your ground tax sometimes. It's all things like that that will be included into your bill coming from your local authority. The utility bill normally comes from the service provider. For instance, your municipality. For electricity, water, garbage removal, telephone company, internet supplier. There's just so many, hey, where these things can come from, guys. It is just unbelievable, really it is. But the basic thing that you must remember is it's normally for your electricity that you're using, and of course for the water that you're busy using. And like I said, sometimes your ground tax for your land also needs to be paid, and this would also be coming included into this utility bill over here. Depending on the type of property you've got, we'll say what you'll be paying, what you won't be paying. And also there are many different rates. Each municipality has got their own rates. Great. The next section is, let's go and see, look at a utility bill and see how to read a utility bill. As to many people, a utility bill just doesn't make any sense. Right. Here is a very simple utility bill, because I'm just giving electricity that's been used. Normally they'll give you a meter reading before and after, so that you can see exactly up to how many units of kilowatts you've used, right? And of course electricity is measured in kilowatt per hour. Your water is in cubic meters, right? Same as water Baron fee. That is unique to certain areas. I know Singapore, as this is from a Singapore bill. Righto, but anyhow, let's go and have a look at it. This is a typical utility bill. The items marked in red are exempted from GST. This will normally be from your local authority, city council, municipality. Some will include the meter readings. That's what I was explaining to you over here just now, that some will be including the meter readings. Of course, these two here, the water brown fee and also the sanitary appliance fee, those are GST or VAT is, your taxes are normally excluded from that there. So when you're working out this good services tax over here, you do not include those two over there because they are excluded from the rate. Righto guys, that is basically how it goes. You've got electricity over here, the date they took the reading, and of course how much kilowatts you had read. And of course they're giving you the rate. They don't give you the reading. On some, like I said there just now, many will give you the readings here before and after. Same over here for the water usage, you'll have a rate before and after. This water brown fee is something that's unique for Singapore, that you're paying a special tax for water to try and save water. Same as this water conservation tax, is also the same thing. Is because water is so scarce in Singapore, they have to do it. Righto, and of course sanitary appliance fee. This is normally based on the amount of toilets that you have in your house or in your building. Is normally based here, or 3 fittings for instance, and you only charge $1 per fitting, which is very cheap in actual fact. Righto, refuse, and that's your rubbish that gets removed. Your $1 unit for $6.70. Wow, that's quite cheap to have your refuse removed every day for that price. And of course then the water conservation tax, which I was talking about just now, and then the GST. You'll see that the GST amount, if you add all those together, it won't work out because you must exclude those two over there to get the to calculate the GST. Righto guys, this is basically how a very simple utility bill from your town council or your municipality will look like. You have seen a utility bill now, and I think we are getting to the stage now where you can maybe complete a utility bill on your own. Let's see, to make sure you understand the lesson. As you say, calculate the total amount due on this utility bill. The items marked in red are exempted from GST. So I suggest that you copy it down and complete it. We have to pause the video. Where's the utility bill? Here it is. Righto guys. As I say over here, pause the video and then maybe draw this in your notebook on a piece of paper, wherever, and then you can complete it. Right? You complete the utility bill, work out the total charges due for the month. The previous slide, you saw exactly how to do it. I explained there roughly to you how to do it. And once you are done, then we can watch the rest of the video, or you can watch the rest of the video. Please pause it, don't cheat. Pause it and complete it, and then you compare your answers. Thank you for not cheating.
Hey, you must pause the video.
Okay, assuming you have done it all, let's look at the solutions. We're first going to look at the solution for the electricity. Right, the amount charged for 225 kilowatt hour of electricity. Now guys, I know, I'm just taking a flat rate for the full amount of electricity. Although many councils or municipalities, they'll give you your first 40 kilowatt or whatever the case might be at a reduced rate. I know there's some countries that your first, I can't remember, 100 kilowatt or whatever is totally free, and they only start charging you from there. I've just taken it at a flat rate for everything. That's normal throughout Europe and certain countries in Africa. So we've got our 225 kilowatt, and it's 16 cents and 53 it's a very 4 decimals of a dollar, which is unusual. We normally work in 2 decimals, right? But anyhow, there you've got the rate in cents or in dollars, and if you multiply it out, you'll be getting $37.19. That is for the electricity that you've been used for that month. This is very cheap, believe me, huh? Now that we've done the electricity, let's have a look at the water services. The solution for water services. Wow. Right, the amount charged for 10.8 cubic meters, right? The CUM stands for cubic meters. Or you could just put M with a 3 to the power of 3, which also means cubic meters, righto. But they just prefer to write it out like that because most people will understand this one over here. Righto, let's have a look at it. 10.8 times $1.17, which is the rate, that's the usage. The amount of water that we'd used, that's the rate. So we're just going to multiply it out with each other and we get $12.64. Now of course, the amount charged for the water-blown fee, we've used a total of 10.8 cubic meters. The fee is 30 cents per cubic meter, and if we multiply it out, we'll be getting $3.24. And of course, the amount charged for the sanitary appliance fee, wow, we've only got two here, and the price is, or the unit price is, of course, 3. That'll give us then a total of $6. So now we must remember that the water services adds up to $21.88. But we must also remember that these two here, when we are busy calculating the total VAT or GST on the bill, that these two here are exempted from tax. Don't forget that. Okay, so now we have done the electricity and the water. Let's have a look at the other services that's on your utility bill. The amount charged for your refuse is $6.70, so it's 1 times $6.70, which of course is going to give us $6.70. The water conservation tax, oh boy, is the value of the water that you've used times 30%, which is very high because, like I told you, in Singapore water is very scarce and they are trying to make people aware of it and make aware of the amount of water that you're using. So it's $12.64, which was the price for the total amount of usage of water, and we multiply that by 30% and that gives us $3.79. And of course, the good service tax exclude items that are exempted, so it gives us $60.32 times the 8%, which is the tax rate, and that gives us a total of $4.83. Wow, that's a lot, guys. Okay, anyhow, that is the other fees that are all outstanding on your bill, and let's have a look at the how the bill is put together at the end of the day. Great, guys, now you have worked it out. Hopefully you were honest, you paused the video and did it. So now we can check your answers. As I say over here, check your answers and correct where needed. So if you have to pause the video, correct, do so. Righto, guys, let's go for it. Here we've got our utility bill. The first one was the electricity. So there it is, $37.19. As you saw in the explainer videos, we resolved all the answers. You just write them in by the right places now. $12.64. We're not going to put it over here because we're going to add all the water fees together, right? And the water drone, and here's the appliance fee. We add all three of those together, we put them over here. But you must remember that when we're working out our total goods and services tax, to exclude these two over here, you don't put them in. Righto. The refuse removal, so 1 by 670 is 670. And then of course the water conservation tax is on the total amount, it's 30%, which then gives us $11.16. Well, that's quite a lot just because you're using water. Right, and then of course the good services tax, which is then $60, because remember it's all been added up except these two over here. And then it's 8% of that there. And there you've got the answer to that one there. And here you've got your total charges that are due to be paid this month. Guys, please, if you're not sure, go back over the video, check again, and make sure you understand how to do it, because this is something you'll be working on for the rest of your life. You'll be using it. And also, guys, you must look at, there are places where you can save, where you can save, and how you can save and keep your utility bill down low. For instance, switch off your devices if you're not using them, turn off the lights, try and shower, shorten your periods of shower, things like that. There's many things that you can do to keep your utility bill down low. Really, guys, like using an AC, for instance, you can cut down on the times that you're using your AC, or change the thermostat on the heat on of your AC. All those things are things that can help you reduce your total cost of your utility bills. With that said, guys, I hope you understand it and you make sense of it, and it can help you in future. Thanks for watching.